Emotional health is not about controlling feelings. It's not. It's about attention. Where your attention rests, that is what shapes your emotional life. I've noticed something simple but powerful. The people who feel most scattered emotionally are usually scattered in attention first. They are pulled in 10 directions: notifications, opinions, news cycles, expectations. Their nervous system is constantly reacting. And then they say, I don't know why I feel off. But attention is not neutral, it feeds something. Whatever you repeatedly notice grows louder inside you. Literature has always understood this. In Walden, Henry David Thoreau writes about deliberate living, about choosing what to observe, what to dwell on. His solitude wasn't escape, it was a recalibration of attention. He paid attention to small changes in seasons, light, sound, and because of that, his inner life became spacious rather than chaotic. Now compare that to how we often read today. We skim, we highlight excessively, we move quickly to finish. Our eyes pass over words, but our attention is fractured. And fractured attention creates shallow emotional processing. When you don't stay with a paragraph long enough to feel it, you don't stay with your own emotions long enough either. Reading slowly is not just an intellectual act, it is emotional training. When you sit with a complex character, when you try to understand why someone acted out of jealousy or pride or grief, you're practicing sustained attention. You're learning to observe without rushing to judgment. That skill transfers. If you can remain attentive to a character's inner conflict, you can remain attentive to your own. This is where journaling becomes essential. One page a day is an exercise in reclaiming attention, not dramatic introspection, not spiritual performance. Simply this: what am I actually paying attention to today? Am I replaying criticism in my mind? Am I scanning for validation? Am I focusing only on what went wrong? Or am I noticing small stability, a kind interaction, a quiet achievement? Attention directs emotion. If you continually attend to what is lacking, dissatisfaction becomes your baseline. If you train attention towards nuance, not toxic positivity but nuance, your emotional range stabilizes. Psychologist William James once wrote that the faculty of voluntary bringing back a wandering attention is the root of judgment, character, and will. In simple terms, the ability to choose where you place your attention shapes who you become. Reading trains that muscle, writing strengthens it. When you copy a single line from a book and reflect on it, you're slowing attention down. You're saying this matters enough to pause. That pause is not small, it interrupts emotional impulsiveness. It creates space between stimulus and reaction. Most emotional spirals are attention spirals first. You see one negative comment, you replay it, you magnify it, you build a narrative around it. That is attention at work. But imagine if you wrote, why did this comment affect me? Immediately, attention shifts from external noise to internal inquiry. That shift changes the emotional outcome. Mindfulness is often framed as meditation on breath, but literature offers another doorway: attention to language, attention to nuance, attention to complexity. When you read a sentence carefully, you are practicing presence. When you write honestly about your reaction to it, you are integrating that presence. And slowly, emotional health becomes less about fixing yourself and more about observing yourself accurately. Not every feeling needs to be solved. Many need to be witnessed, but witnessing requires sustained attention. When you read, today, don't ask how many pages can I finish. Ask where did my attention drift. When you write, don't ask is this profound. Ask what am I avoiding noticing. Attention is subtle, it doesn't announce itself, but it determines your emotional climate. And the more deliberately you direct it, the steadier you feel. This is not about becoming detached, it's about becoming deliberate. The world competes aggressively for your focus. Reclaiming it is a quiet act of leadership over your own life. If you're here, you already care about depth. This phase of our journey is about refinement. No louder habits, more intentional ones. Tomorrow we'll go further into what happens when attention becomes devotion, not to productivity, but to inner clarity. If this kind of slow, grounded exploration feels rare to you, stay. Subscribe if you're building an interior life that can withstand noise. We're not chasing volume here, we're strengthening attention. One page at a time.